It's time for AI News, brought to you by AIAW Podcast.
Okay, so I'm not going to speak about the obvious ones. I'm going to speak about Meta in them instead. And they did a big launch or announcement recently, in just last couple of days, or yesterday even, I think. And they go in the same route as Google and Microsoft are doing. And not very surprising, but they are taking the same route in putting AI into products engineering-wise in a speed that is astonishing. So you know that Microsoft has gone the Copilot way, putting Copilots in the operating system, in the web browser, in all the Office suite products and whatnot. Google did the same. They have the Duet AI, they have the Bard that is now integrated with Gmail, and they have the whole workspaces integration, AI in every product they have. And now Meta just announced they're doing the same. So of course, they're going to have a chatbot, a Copilot. I'm not sure. I think they call it a chatbot in this case. Surprisingly non-creative name for it.
Yeah, for Meta as well. Yeah.
Yes. So a chatbot in, of course, Messenger, in Instagram, in Facebook, in WhatsApp, in all of these apps, there is going to be a chatbot, I guess they call it, a large language model that's going to be able to interact with the user. So then you can create new images for it. You can say, I have like a sticker thing for this. And instead of having smileys, you can simply have a personalized sticker that you send to someone in Instagram or whatnot, or in Messenger. Or you can have text and whatnot. So everything is getting, some kind of AI integration that helps you in the communication with other humans, and using AI as a
Pilot.
Buddy.
Study buddy.
Chat buddy.
But I think another
They
thing
call it assistant.
assistant, really? Okay.
It's an assistant, new assistant that can interact with
It's
like a person
just
available
one
for
newspaper.
WhatsApp.
Oh, it's from Facebook. Okay, then it's a proper term. Okay. But what they also did, besides just integrating as all the other top giant companies are doing, is that they are creating separate chatbots. So they have separate chatbots that I think they gave names to as well. So they have a name for a person or a chatbot that is specializing in sports. So then they can go to the sports assistant, and then they can speak about sports there. And then they have another assistant that is personalizing in cooking or whatnot. I'm just making up. I don't recall exactly what the different ones were.
But there are different kind of topics that you could ask that chatbot.
Yes. So they have a number of pre-trained chatbots that are interested in different topics, and you can choose to interact with them.
Are they experts or are they interested in?
I don't know. I think they're experts. I think they're experts.
Yeah.
And what they also say, you mentioned interest in AR as well, and apparently, if I understood it correctly, I may be wrong here, but it will allow people to create their own AI chatbot based on your personality. So if you want to have a chatbot that anyone else in the metaverse can interact with, you can train it yourself. And you can train it I think they call it like an AI studio or something. I didn't recall.
So you have an avatar now.
Yeah, but you have a person in metaverse, in real VR, I guess in this case.
Yes.
So then you can train it on your own interest, and you can let other people interact with you. So you create like a digital twin of yourself, and you have an AI studio without any programming skills that you can still train a chatbot with or in. And I think this is actually surprisingly interesting.
It is.
You have a number of chatbots, they have different interests, but you can create your own. This is going to be the Anders-Arctic chatbot that loves dansband music. Schlager, karaoke, and dansband.
I want an avatar that hates Apple and loves dansband.
I think this will really open up a lot of interesting use cases. And I think for education, it will be interesting as well. Yeah. And that will enable people to build up their own kind of, if you call it avatar or metaverse personalities or chatbots.
So let's discuss. Is this gimmicky or useful?
I was thinking about if I could get my own avatar and I could make my own classroom in the metaverse, and the students could visit that from any place in the world.
So fun,
right?
So it's gimmicky, but it's something that entices you to interact and to spend time.
Yeah, I know in metaverses you can do kind of collaborations in chemistry when you mix different kind of subjects with each other. So so that should be possible, and I think that's the way to go.
I mean,
Why is it interesting, Anders, to you?
I mean, I think it really moves in the line that Meta and Facebook has been speaking about for so long, the metaverse.
Yeah.
And then bringing AI into that world, so combining AI with the metaverse in a very interesting way, where you can start to build up your own metaverse, and you can do it without having programming skills. You know, any person that has some creativity can build their own kind of world and an avatar. I think it's...
And invite other people into that metaverse or
But can
world.
we foresee where this ends up? Because I can imagine how this creates micro communities that just spirals hugely. You know, like TikTok goes viral. Here we have someone creates an AI avatar and it becomes a community. It's a school.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, this school is like the new Sims.
Yes, it could be like the new Facebook group. You know, you have a Facebook group for homemade pizza, but it's going to be there.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And this, of course, in some sense, in the end, we not know exactly how it's going to play out, but then it's going to go viral for something.
Boom.
Boom.
Yeah, I mean, it's going the same trend as all the other tech giants are taking, of course, you know, integrating language models and generative AI
But
in
here,
all
and
their
now
products.
we see,
But
okay,
in
so
a,
here
in
we...
a bit different kind of way.
How would Meta do it? Or how would it fit into Metaverse? Okay, interesting.
Right.
Cool.
Yes.
Shall we move on?
Cool.
Anders.
Is it my turn now?
I think so.
Okay. I'm going to go for it's not a day without news about AI, right?
Yes.
So this what I'm going to talk about is not today, but in Sweden it was yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's the new thing in ChatGPT or the OpenAI, where you can talk to ChatGPT and ChatGPT is answering back with a voice. And I was thinking about, oh my God, this is just excellent for schools. You know that, because the student could have a tutor every day, every hour, every minute, every second.
Tutor even,
Yeah, even tutor. Yeah.
And it's probably faster kind of communication, right?
Yes. And you just say boom, and then you have it. So I think that's if you learn to prompt it right, and I think not asking questions, but telling the voice in ChatGPT to ask you questions, and I think that's going to be just great.
And because we're coming scary close now to conversational AI, and just by the simple fact that we are conversing, which is maybe the most fundamental way of communicating as a human, we're getting more human-like.
Yeah.
I think we're getting more to HAL 9000 kind of.
Yeah, we're getting. We're getting to Jarvis. We're getting to Iron Man Jarvis if you or HAL 9000. So we are getting very, very close to what was always been projected as something really crazy.
Yeah,
we're not far away now.
No, we are not. We are not. So think about this. Look, if every student got their own personal tutor, it would be. Are we really supposed to go in the first school years for 9 years? Or could we make that 7?
Yeah.
Or could we make that 6 years?
Yeah, it's and because now it triggers me because we talked about how we use digital infrastructure as aid in the schools.
Yeah.
You know, which I'm really referring to the iPad or the Chrome. And then we put software on it.
Yeah.
And now we're on a completely different abstraction level. We should have a study buddy.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't really care if it's in the phone or whatever format infrastructure it is, but every school will have a proper study buddy.
Yes. Yes.
And then you connect that with an avatar.
In metaverse.
Boom. Boom, it goes viral.
Yeah.
And how fun would that be as a school kid?
Yeah.
That, you know what, I have my friend, my study buddy, and I talk to this guy.
Yes. And you could design the study buddy as you would like it. I want it to be Sylvester Stallone, or I want it to be the Hulk,
Or I liked it to be Neymar because I like football.
Yeah, exactly.
This is just, but this of going to voice makes this next level.
Yes, it is.
But just to add to that as well, I mean, ChatGPT did a lot of things just in recent days. So one is, the big thing is voice, I would say. That's really awesome. Another is image or vision. And they promised that GPT-4 would have vision in the initial launch of GPT-4, but it didn't really work well.
No.
Now they have DALL-E 3,
the
second image generator that is integrated into ChatGPT. And ChatGPT apparently is going to help with the prompting as well. So if you just write as you normally would without thinking about prompting techniques to ChatGPT, it will actually help how to prompt DALL-E 3 to generate the proper image that you are interested in.
Yeah. So that one you're looking for.
Yeah.
But okay, so on the image thing, did you see this was a very nice, I saw it in social media. The example was how you can use images in your interaction and prompting in order to get advice or help. So the prompt is this. I don't know how to lower the seat on my bike. Here is a picture of my bike. How do I lower it? And the ChatGPT analyzes the picture and then describes the picture and say you need to go and it describes this is a black bike and you hit this part is the saddle. You need to go here, and then you need to flip the lever. Okay, then he zooms in another picture. Is this the lever you mean? Yes, but that's not the lever. That's a screw. Okay, how do I lower my bike then? Okay, then you need an Allen key size 4. Okay, and then he shows the next picture. Here is my toolbox. Do I have the right tools in order to lower the bike? Yes, in your toolbox, on the left in the picture, you have what is called Allen keys. Go for number 4 and use that to unscrew the saddle by turning it anti-clockwise. Okay, I lowered my, So this is amazing to me how you then look at picture and you're interacting with the picture as the way to get advice. So I think this is part of this whole how to use pictures with ChatGPT.
It's another modality.
It's another modality.
So they have text, audio, and images now that they can both understand and generate in different ways.
But isn't that example mind-blowing?
Yes, it is.
Simple, and it's really pedagogical way. He was prompting and they could solve the task.
And now they have voice to text as well. Did we mention that?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think that was you mentioned again.
Yeah.
And also, I think the last thing that ChatGPT did was actually adding internet search to their chatbots.
That's the big one.
So
as well.
now Bard, which I actually like a lot and use more than ChatGPT these days, which had Google search integrated since a long while back, now actually chatbot or the ChatGPT has caught up.
Yeah, with the Bing motor.
And is it a Bing motor then? Of course.
Yes.
Yeah. Of course.
But they started
so not really caught up.
For one, I was trying to make the point that I think Bard was actually ahead at some features before, but now they're catching up again. It's a constant AI battle between Microsoft and Google that is very funny too.
All right. So now Amazon is coming to play because they invested $3 billion in Anthropic.
Yeah.
So this week, this was big as well.
Was that your news? Did you cut in?
No, it was not.
It wasn't.
No, I will have
honorary mention. We have 4 news and then an honorary mention here.
No, this was like what is called add-on to all of these giants fighting. My topic is so dry, you'll hate it.
Okay. Go for Henrik's.
We do my topic.
Yes.
So my topic is the announcement Spotify made, how they now can do real-time translation to any language of a podcast, for instance. And the one that you could find in social media was even where Lex Friedman himself posted and was excited, is how you see a podcast with Lex Friedman, and with the flick of a click in Spotify, his voice flips to Spanish, and it's decently dubbed, so it fits with the mouth.
The movement.
So it's like it's by no means less quality than any dubbing of any Spanish or English movie into Spanish. So everybody who's been watching Hollywood movies dubbed into Spanish or whatever, it's that level of quality.
So it's both machine translation, as you said, but also the technical term is voice cloning.
Voice cloning, yeah. So it's two real big techniques.
Who announced this week? Spotify.
Yeah.
Well, this was announced like 5-6 months ago. There was even I reposted this on LinkedIn. It's not about Spotify. No, Spotify probably announced it now, but the technology came 4 or 5 months ago.
So voice cloning has been around for a long time. But, it's
but
probably
okay.
they bought some kind of a company.
No, but I think
internally.
the big sort of presentation that came out with Daniel was sort of pitching this, and also Lex Friedman was commenting on it, is that they put it in production. They put it in commercial production. It technology-wise, the invention was 4 months ago, but here we now.
I mean, it's been around for a long time.
But to put that into normal Spotify for anyone to use.
Think of what this could do for schools or for students. If you hold a lecture about, we go back to the atom. Okay, you hold a lecture about the atom in Swedish. Then you can voice clone yourself into different language. And so every student in the whole world can see your movie about the atom in their own language.
Yeah.
If we could gather that in one place, on one platform, boom. That would be amazing.
It's called Spotify.
Yeah, maybe. Spotify could reach out to us, so we got to fix that for them. Yeah.
I mean, 11 Labs is another big player in this market, and they can do voice cloning really well. I had some friends who did that, and he had a morning alarm, and he's very tired in the morning and doesn't want to go to work. So he then created a morning alarm by using 11 Labs, and then he had it in the voice of Carl Bildt to start with. And he says, why should you go to work? It's horrible. Stay in bed. Then Göran Persson comes up and continues the discussion, saying, you need to go to work now, and blah, 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 blah. And it sounds perfect. I mean, it's really in the voice of Carl Bildt and Göran Persson, each other. And he used also then text-to-speech to, write the text that you want to say. So he has his own name. Now, Martin, you need to do this. And it's perfect,
that's just
text-to-speech.
Crazy, right?
And then in the voice of Carl Bildt.
And which technology do you use? 11, what's it called?
It's 11 Labs. It's a commercial one. But there is a lot of open source technology to do this as well. Both the text-to-speech.
Yeah.
And Meta has some awesome technology that just came out that is awesome for this, seamless M4T. But also the voice cloning. And you can do voice cloning now with just a few seconds of samples. So if I just have 4 seconds of your voice, Henrik, I can make you...
So the whole fake thing, you read very little data actually to do it now.
Yes. It's very easy to do fake news, fake text, fake voice, fake images.
Yeah, but actually...
Fake.
Last comment on my comment. We've sometimes had the conversation of what is the invention, what is innovation, what is adoption. So Schumpeter already in the 40s talked about these distinctions, and this is quite interesting. The whole conversation. What is truly the invention? So here we have technically voice cloning. The invention came up and was published and is out there since 4 or 5 months back, at least longer, right? The innovation is to put that in some sort of technology that has use. The diffusion or adoption is mainstream adoption. So I think now the update of Spotify is an example of a diffusion.
Going from a prototype to a product, which they are doing now, even if it's a small, first pilot with only a few podcasts that they collaborate with, is still a huge step. And the engineering efforts necessary to go from the invention to a proper
adoption, a diffusion of pilot, widespread diffusion. That's the news. That is the news that we had.
Are the podcasts making more money when their podcast is in different languages? Do they get more advertising time, or?
I guess they have maybe a larger audience.
I mean,
bottom line, that's what happens, right?
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
Because I'm thinking right now for event business, right? So now, imagine that there are around and there is no general research about events and how many events are done, but in over some statistics is around 11.1 million, 11.2 million events per year done. All of those events is basically knowledge transferred in that moment of time that disappears in the moment when basically the event ends, and that is 5 o'clock. And because nobody is recording that, because there is no commercial value, why you should record it and stream it and give it to the world, nobody does it. But if you can, imagine if you can record it, and suddenly somebody in, I don't know, Kuala Lumpur or somebody in Brazil, in Rio de Janeiro is having conference on big data. And now you just basically, in a flip of the moment, you can switch to English and you can hear how Petrobras or Mitsubishi's are working with data and AI. Imagine how much we can speed up the process of peer-to-peer learning and all of these things. So,
you know what the negative aspect of this is?
Yes.
I feel so sad for all the manual translators in the EU Parliament that are sitting manually translating every piece of text and voice to other languages. I'm kidding a bit here, but yes.
To be honest, I know quite a lot of those. I think that it's good for them to change the job.
Yes, I think so too.
I mean, they have too much fun, too much money for doing something like that.
Yes.
Sorry, buddies. But I noticed when you were speaking, which was very interesting. So you asked the questions like why they will use it. I think that the future is in a hyper personalization, and everything that actually right now is happening with generative AI, it's actually towards that, because all of the stickers and things like that is actually you creating education, how you want it to be taught, how you want it to listen music on the language that you want it. You want to have an avatar as you want it. You can have a picture as you want it. You can read a story for your kid as you want it. You can create the story. You can create the music. So it's basically we're moving to this hyper personalization, and that is the fight that these guys are actually doing. And Amazon, of course, is behind, so that's why they put 3 billion in Anthropic, because they don't have any LLMs. So.
They failed themselves, so they simply paid for it instead.
Right.